Hi, I'm Lenora Bresler. Welcome to the January 27, 2017 edition of The Bible, Delight in the Details. I hope you're not hearing this for a second time. We seem to have some technical difficulties here. I did the entire session and then it just seemed to not be there. So I don't know what's going on. So it seems to have disappeared, whatever. I'm going to redo it. We've been talking about how to study a Bible passage, and one of the things we talked about yesterday at length was about names, the significance of names, and how God often in the Bible changed people's names to reflect a change of destiny. You remember we talked about that in the ancient tradition, but particularly the Jewish tradition, names were thought to embody and capsulize the major trait or personality of a person, and therefore great care was taken about someone's name. It was really meant to inculcate your whole essence. Your name was you. It was more than symbolic. It was actually a little you around in the world. You may remember that in ancient Egypt, there was a pharaoh who was very upset because his stepmother had ruled for many years, more years than she probably should have, given the fact that she was supposed to be his regent until he became of age, and she kept ruling after that. Well, she was very effective and very competent, but when she did die, he hated her so much that he removed her name from every monument, and because he really believed that if he could take her name away, get it off of every monument, he was literally killing her not only her memory, but her very soul in the afterlife. So names have, in the ancient tradition, really been a big deal and associated with your very self, your soul, if you will. We talked about the fact that so often in the Bible, God has changed people's names. For example, Saul to Paul, Peter from Simon, and others, that marking a real break, a real change in their very destiny. My question to you today is, are you aware that you have a new name? If you are a Christian, you do. In Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, Christ, talking to the church at Pergamum, said, "To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving him that receives it." What in the world is all that about? Well, if you know anything about Pergamum, you know that Pergamum was an ancient, very prosperous city in Asia Minor, along the King's Highway. It was northeast of Ephesus, and you can still go there today and see the ruins of what I'm about to talk about. Earlier in the letter to Pergamum church, Christ actually calls Pergamum the seat of Satan. Why would he do that? Because it was a place where there were a lot of temples to all kind of pagan gods. But particularly for us today, we want to focus on the temple of Asclepius. This was the god of healing for the Greeks and the Romans. And there were, what you might call hospitals, sort of, set up. You went to the temple of Asclepius if you were sick and needed healing. Even today, the symbol of the medical profession, a pole with a snake wrapped around it, that was the symbol of the god of Asclepius. Now, when you went to these temples and worshipped and prayed to Asclepius, one of the things that they did was they often tried to do something we even do today, and that is treat conditions by food. And sometimes it was good, because I remember the Hippocratic Oath, which goes all the way back to ancient Greek, first do no harm. So sometimes the food that was provided to the patients or to the worshipers at the temple of Asclepius was very helpful indeed. Sometimes not so much, sometimes very superstitious. But regardless, the point is that you were treated by food often. It's interesting that Christ says that for his followers, we will receive manna. You know what manna is. Manna is a bread-like substance that came down supernaturally from the sky to the Hebrews as they were wandering around the wilderness for 40 years. That's how they stayed alive. It was a very supernatural kind of provision. But it kept them alive. It gave them sustenance. Christ gives us spiritual sustenance to heal us, to heal our spiritual illnesses and diseases. But it's more than that. Let's get back to the name business. What is this white stone and a new name? Fascinatingly, to this very day, you can go to Pergamum and you will see all over the ruins these giant white stones with people's names cut right into them, inscribed right in. What was that about? If you went to the temple of Asclepius and you felt like he had healed you, on your way out of town, you would have your name carved into one of these white stones as a testimonial to what the god Asclepius had done for you. And oftentimes, that represented a commitment on your part as a thank you to the God for healing you. You were going to change your life in some way, commit yourself to his worship, go out and do good deeds, something like that. So it represented not only a thank you for the past, but also a commitment to the future. Sometimes people even change their name slightly to incorporate the name of the God in their own name to show that they were on a different destiny, in the sense that they were pledging themselves to be good ambassadors for the god Asclepius. All of this is especially meaningful when you think about Christ saying that he is going to give his followers a white stone and a new name. He is in charge of our destiny, not us. But he does have a plan for us. And he will use us as great ambassadors and testimonies for what he's done for us and how he has literally healed us of our spiritual diseases and illnesses. So, what is your destiny? Meaning, what is your new name? I don't know. But it will be revealed to you, and God surely knows. Join me tomorrow on The Bible, Delight in the Details. I'm Lenora Bresler. Make it a great day.